All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whatever Oscars. I'm just kidding. Uh, we are live, baby, on YouTube, and make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Press that post notification bell so you never miss another one of these live streams or any videos I do on the NFL, NHL, or the MLB, and hopefully soon the NBA. We got a huge show today. We're going to talk all the news that's been going on in the NFL this week. We might have a live stream next Monday with one of our guests, so we'll talk about that. And we're going to talk, hopefully, the NFC and AFC games. So we're going to speed through the news as much as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll introduce the two guests that we have. You know them. You love them. Well, Oscar, when he talks Washington, you like him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the host of Real Talk with Oscar Montiel, Oscar Josue Montiel, of course. And then we got franchise sports media personnel and guru. We got Duncan. What's up, gentlemen?
How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
Ready to talk about what happened last week?
We are.
I completely predicted it.
Duncan was right, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll get into all of that because I got my thoughts. Let's go ahead and speed through the news. Washington no names. I can't call them that anymore. None of us can. The Washington football team is no more. They are the Washington Commanders. They're going to need to earn that name.
Nothing.
Basically.
Yeah, they're commanded nothing. They're going to need to earn that name. Oscar, let me start with you. You are the unfortunate Washington... you are the Washington fan. I know you woke up at 6 a.m. You were viewing the Today Show and just to wait for a simple name. So tell me your thoughts. What are you thinking?
I mean, me personally, when I first started, I don't care. I didn't care for the name. Basically, obviously, because of cancel culture, they had to change it, and because they had limited time to, be creative with it or create a new name right on the spot, they decide to be known as the Washington football team. But you expect 2 years or 18 months or however long it was to come up with something creative, and you don't. You decide Washington Commanders. That's my whole thing. You have 18 months, almost 2 years, to come up with something creative. And the creative thing that you can think of is Commanders. So, that's that's just sad. The way that franchise is going, with their owner still being investigated. I don't know if we're going to be discussing that here or not, but
We can.
Okay. But I don't like the name just because it's not creative. You basically had to you basically, because here's the thing, they were saying a new name reveal early January. They're like, new name reveal early January. I'm like, oh, so if they're setting a date, then it must be something special. I literally wake up, they're like, it's going to be a national Today Show. I'm like, okay, so the Today Show starts at 6 a.m. Eastern or 7 a.m. I don't know what it was, but I woke up early, and they were like, oh, well, you're going to have to wait until 9 o'clock for the reveal. I was like,
So 9 o'clock Eastern.
Basically. So I literally just sat there in hopes that they would tease it before, because sometimes when they're like, oh, we're going to tease it at 9, I was like, okay, whatever. But I literally have to sit there and watch the news, which is kind of good, I'm not one to watch news or whatever.
It's boring. Yeah, it is.
It's boring, but it is. So, and then 9 o'clock, they bring in their team president, the one that, works behind the scenes, that worked with the name. They brought in a player in John Allen, and I can't remember who else, but they had a third person, and then they're like, oh, well, we are the Commanders. So I was like, oh, well, that was anticlimactic. So, yeah.
You were in a bad mood. Duncan, before I give my thoughts on this terrible name for the team, what is what are your thoughts here?
I got to side with Oscar. I mean, they had time to come up with a creative name, something better than the Commanders. But I guess it sort of makes sense. It's not as bad as the Cleveland Indians changing their name to the Guardians.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. And Oscar and I, we were having this game where we were trying to name all the teams in the NFL, NHL, and MLB. And we sucked ass. And he said, the Guardians. And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? There's the Indians, Oscar. I'm like, that's how little you know about baseball, right? So I asked Alexa, who are the Cleveland Guardians? And they're like, oh, they were the former Indians. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, Oscar. Oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Like, what? When did they do that?
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think it was like late 2020 or something like that.
I know my God.
I know it was like late 2020, early
2021. Maybe it's because the Dodgers just didn't play him. Even
our guy that doesn't even know sports, sometimes like he literally calls me up when he finds out like news and he feels so proud of him. He's like, bro, did you know that the Cleveland Indians changed their names to I think they're the Guardians? I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that.
Our guy he's a really smart, like he knows business and real estate and economics and all that good shit, but Naeem is just not a sports person, and he only goes by what he hears in the news. Yeah. And nothing else. So I side with you too, Oscar, and I personally just say that 18 months and you can't come up with a name. I mean, were they just like leaving it alone and then they realized, oh shit, February's coming up. Oops. Oh, okay. Let's get together.
Probably. And here's the thing. I think that because this is what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that they were just going to plan on sticking with WFT or Washington Football Team. But I think because either someone already trademarked it, or they couldn't file the trademark in time, or they couldn't stick with Washington Football Team, so I guess they had to go to Plan B, C, or whatever plan they were at, and so they end up with Commanders or something. I don't know.
Plan B, they got to start playing to the name, because the name is supposed to be synonymous with
their history,
and their current state of play, and it's not. By the way, I love how my microphone sounds good to me, but on the live stream it sounds horrific. So I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, and you guys.
Just try to. What it probably is that you're being too loud. So maybe try to lean back away.
Dude, even if I speak this way, I was just watching the video. Let me switch one of the settings. Hold on a second. There we go.
Oh, and he muted himself. Jason, you muted yourself.
Jason, you gotta unmute yourself, bro. I turned my camera off, my bad.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you, but whatever you did, you're basically back at square one. You're good. You are currently off lit form control J sports you edit first form option button sub group layout leader late small large big full screen remove from solo mute more option remove from solo layout button mute more options remove from solo late mute more option mute micro turn off camera mic and camera settings button group mobile type input clip lip check camera audio button virtual late guests end of list mic Yeti stereo microphone unable speak default IMAX speakers default Yeti stereo microphone default
gotta figure it out.
All right, now I got it. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there was a technical difficulty. Because Oscar likes Washington, my system was going crazy. No, the microphone. I don't know what the hell happened.
No, it's because you're in the West Coast, so.
Oh no! I smell Washington. Oh, hold on. Oh man, let me fix my system again. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are live, technical difficulties can and will happen. But no, as I was saying, they got to start doing something. Because their franchise, it's just not doing what it needs to, and I'm saying it's just on as an analyst. I mean, you need a good quarterback, as Oscar has said. No, Washington fans, Aaron Rodgers is not going to Washington. Stop. Jimmy G is also not going to Washington. Stop. I saw that.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
That Aaron Rodgers was going.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
I was about to say, come on now.
Because I saw some Washington fans on Twitter saying, where's Aaron Rodgers? I'm like, are you guys dumb?
No, like I'm not even me. I'm not for that move, to be honest.
Well,
give away like draft capital for a guy that can't win at his current team, because that current team is better than what we have here, and to come to a mediocre franchise. At least the Packers aren't mediocre. At least they're in the conversation every single year. But no, I'm not for that move, especially if you're only going to get like maybe 2 years out of him. Nah, like don't mortgage your future over someone who, first off, can't win at his current team, and is on the edge of possibly retiring if he doesn't get what he wants in Green Bay right now. So.
Couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And, he might go to the Broncos because of what's his name that's over there now, Hackett. And he loves him, and we discussed that last week. Now, someone came out and said he is hinting towards kind of retiring this year. I don't know if that's as likely as Brady's was.
You know what? What's my favorite? I think it came out today. I don't know if I saw. I think I saw it on ESPN, YouTube, one of the NFL media platforms or whatever. I saw that because apparently he bought like a house in Tennessee, that maybe he could go to the Tennessee Titans, which I find funny. I'm like,
I heard that too. Yeah, Duncan. I mean, don't you think that's a little? Is he gonna go yeehaw?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I didn't buy it.
Speaking of retirement, though, are you happy that Brady's out?
You beat me, you son of a... Yeah, hell yeah, I am doggers. Listen, you got to give Brady credit where credit is due. Yeah, you got to. That 28-3 lead, there's no way that they could just take down the Rams like that, and they did. And there were a couple wins. When they went to the Falcons, I'm sorry, when they went against I was actually looking at a couple posts yesterday on memories, and I wish I had saved it. There were in 2019 I went for the Patriots with Brady, and then in I think 2017, didn't the Patriots play in 2017?
Yeah.
They
lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, I rooted for the Patriots, and Oscar rooted for the Eagles.
Yeah, because that's when I like when the Patriots. I think after the whole entire Deflategate happened, I'm like, yep, I'm never rooting for Brady ever again. So I rooted for the Falcons, and then I rooted for the Eagles because
and I could see why Eagles were hot that year. But here's the thing. I can't believe I actually rooted for Brady and the Patriots, even after Deflategate. So, look, is he a good quarterback? Sure, I'll give him that. I don't think he's a good player. I don't.
Quarterback that ever lived. Remember that?
I don't. No. You're gonna tell me that Brett Favre, Joe Montana, and all the rest of them. You're gonna tell me they're not better than Brady?
Yeah, they're not better.
Really?
Yeah.
Duncan, I think you were mistaken on that.
I brought it up last week, and I understand hating Brady when he's playing, but now that he's retired, like, you gotta appreciate the greatness.
No. What greatness? What great? Oh, wow, 7 Super Bowl rings. Okay, so what? Doesn't matter. He didn't do it by himself. You think? Are you telling me that you're gonna put him on the field with another 53-man roster? Okay, no one can. Everyone's always say, "Oh, Brady," just like in the '90s. It was, "Oh, Aikman did it. Irvin did it." No, they helped. Obviously, the quarterback's the lead. But you got the entire team, and no one ever recognizes the Patriots team. No one ever recognizes that, yeah, hey, look, Tom Brady did get them to the Super Bowl, the Bucks. They weren't doing anything before. But I know, he's not great.
To be fair, now we're noticing that basically Brady made the Patriots, even because look what they've done ever since he left. You know, they had a losing season last year. They made it to the playoffs, but got blown out by the Bills this year. So more and more.
And how do you get blown out by the Bills?
If the Patriots do the same thing this upcoming season, then obviously it's going to be known that basically Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are a well-oiled machine together. Or
they are,
it was more Brady than Belichick.
It was. And look, does Belichick know how to wheel and deal? Yeah, absolutely. And I think you said this the other day, Oscar. It was either you or someone else that said, look, you got some guy that tried to wheel and deal like Belichick. There's only one Bill Belichick. My problem, again, is always going to be like the trash trolls. They've always been trash. But with their cheating scandals, I don't care if, first off, me and Duncan would stop watching baseball. I don't care if they came back and won the World Series without cheating. And it was proven that they did it without cheating. To me, they will always be cheaters. And with Tom Brady, he's always going to be a cheater. And he's also a little bitch. He's a little crybaby. He, Skip Bayless got on, I think it's Terrell Owens or Terrell Owens. I don't know how to say it. Because he's like, you're such a bad guy on the sidelines. You go after the refs. And Terrell Owens says, well, what about Tom Brady? He cries like a little bitch when he doesn't get a call. He cries to the refs.
I think I said that on my channel too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you said that on your channel. And then Oscar pointed out that after he lost to the Washington No Names, I mean the Commanders, he couldn't. He's such a sore loser that he starts blaming it. The wide receivers didn't do this. The linebacker didn't do that. My O-line didn't do that. My cornerback didn't do that. He never mentions himself. It would be great if he led off with, look, man, I just had a bad game today. And Dak Prescott does this too, which pisses me the fuck off. I don't curse on this channel, but it does when he's like, I don't see you slump. Shut up. Your passes are incomplete. Your swing passes are bad. You're not rolling correctly. No, stop. And he's a sore ass loser. He's a terrible person overall. I don't care. Oh, Jason, you don't know him behind the scenes. I don't give a damn. So, and what did I say on my video? It was less. Oscar's was better because he actually went over the games, the Super Bowl history. He went over the draft. He went over all of that. Look, listen, this is what I said on my videos. We're not going to see the end of Tom Brady. If you think that Tom Brady is just going to walk away from the NFL just like that and ride off in the sunset with Giselle Bundchen, I would. She's hot. You're wrong. I mean, he'll probably be a broadcaster. He's probably going to be a head coach somewhere. He's probably going to be doing something. And if he doesn't do the NFL, fine. He still ain't going away. Now, look, one point that I agree with Oscar and the folks on Get Up and First Take. That whole Duncan, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. And this is how much of a sore loser crybaby he is. That he doesn't think the man who believed in him in the first place and the Patriots, who he was the 199th pick. There were 198 players before him. He was all the way into the 6th freaking round, and they took a chance on a lowly 22-year-old. I mean, what? Or 22-year-old, however he was in 2000. How do you take that he is still crying over the fact that they didn't sign him and he didn't thank them?
You want to know why they signed him so low? When he was in college, he was competing with another quarterback, and the coach was having them switch off in halves, and whoever had the better performance, he would let them play in the second half. So Brady, he didn't get the minutes that he needed in college, so he wasn't as high profile when the draft came around. So, but obviously he's great, and I know that the whole cheating scandal.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know that's like a big factor in why you hate him so much. But like I said last time, you take away, let's take away one ring. We're still looking at 6 out of 9 tries. We're still looking at two franchises that have Super Bowl wins because of him. One of the greatest comebacks in the history of anything. And we're still talking about whether he's the GOAT or not. It still amazes me.
Oh, it's amazing because he's not. I'm sorry. I will give Tom Brady credit.
I think
You're gonna go to the Bucks and get them to the Super Bowl. You're gonna come back against Dan Quinn and the Falcons, 28-3. Wasn't he down in 2015? He went to the Super Bowl in 2015.
Yeah, that was the year the deflate game when he was down like 24-14 against the Seahawks. And what was remarkable about that was because the Seahawks defense was actually like legit. Like it's not like, I mean it's good now, but it was way better. Like in Russell Wilson's like early years. So like
Seahawks.
The Seahawks. Yeah. So like the reason why that's why like they made it they made a big deal because Tom Brady came back against a really good defense.
I remember watching that. And I mean, I remember my grandpa who died this last year was like, hey, he's jumping like a little girl. So, look, my question to you is, he's not the great, but B, what do you think about his post where he didn't even thank the people who gave him a chance? Where, yeah, okay, let's take it. He didn't have a great profile because the coach split quarterbacks. Brady didn't get his minutes. That's fine. What do you think about the fact that he never even thanked the Patriots or Bill Belichick? I mean, they gave him a chance. No other team was giving him a chance.
I think he's been thanking them enough his whole career, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they gave him the opportunity, but he took it and just ran off into whatever you want to call it. Gave him 6 Super Bowl rings, 6 celebrations New England got. More championships than any other franchise in the game. I think he did his job in New England. I think he did exactly or more than they could ever hope he could do. I mean, they should be thanking him, honestly. Bill Belichick should be thanking him.
He did.
Basically, to speak on that, like Bill Belichick is a sealed off guy. He's another guy that's kind of rude when it comes to interviews. So like I wouldn't be you're not going to hear him basically just the analysts are making it a big deal than anything else because Bill Belichick isn't going to hit up Tom Brady saying, hey man, you didn't thank me, or I don't think, granted, I don't know Robert Kraft or not, but like I don't think Robert Kraft is going to hit up Tom Brady, yo man, you didn't thank me, or Josh McDaniels is going to tell him, yo man, you didn't because they're not those dudes. Like I can see why some of the analysts are making it a bigger deal than it should be. So,
but right, but Duncan, I gotta challenge you on the whole. Hey, he thanked them enough by winning. No, that's no. That's not a. Well, I mean, so then why would he thank the Buccaneers? He won. He gave them a Super Bowl ring, right? Why should he have said thank you? So are you saying that in his retirement speech or post, it would have been okay for him not to thank the Buccaneers either? Because he gave him a Super Bowl ring?
I'm sure he's more than thankful for both organizations, and I'm sure he's thanked them many times. Maybe in this specific instance he didn't, or maybe failed to mention it. But
on purpose.
In his Hall of Fame speech, he's going to thank these organizations and his players and all
you
that.
Think so? Well, yeah. But you're not.
I mean, he is a class act. Like, he hasn't really done anything controversial outside of football in his entire career. He's been around for a while, a little over 2 decades. Pretty clean off the field.
That we know of.
The Deflategate, that's the one thing that.
Well, that's in football.
I can give you that. Okay, I can.
The cameras.
That, but he's the GOAT. There's no question. There's no conversation.
Oh my God.
There's no conversation.
But you're not answering the question of would it be okay if he decided, hey, you know what? I'm not going to thank either team in my retirement post.
No, that wouldn't be okay. But it's not going to happen. It won't
Okay, but hold on. But you're making the reasoning, the argument that, hey, he thanked the Patriots enough, he gave them 6 Super Bowl rings. Come on, you want him to say thank you? That's thank you enough. Well, he thanked the Buccaneers. So why would he thank the Buccaneers if we're using your argument? That same argument should apply. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems if your argument is, hey, the rings are the thank you, the 6 celebrations are the thank you, then for the Buccaneers, you probably shouldn't say thank you either, because that one ring, that one celebration is the thank you. Maybe I'm wrong, but correct me. Am I wrong here?
I mean, technically or not, I'm just saying formally to be a class act, he should thank these organizations. But all he really has to thank them for is giving him the opportunity. That's all they really did. Gave him the opportunity for him to come in and do his thing. They brought his boy Rob Gronkowski along too, Antonio Brown. They gave him, pieces, but he took it from there. And what I was saying earlier, when I said the Patriots should be thanking him, I wasn't literally trying to say that. Obviously, he should still be thanking the Patriots for giving him the opportunity early in his career. But I mean, 6 Super Bowl wins. I
think you got to take away 2. The 2 years he's cheated. I doubt he cheated in the actual Super Bowl in 2015. And I hate Tom Brady more than I hate salad. And right? And
from an unbiased standpoint.
But from an unbiased standpoint, he did not cheat in 2015 in the Super Bowl.
I mean, and if you really look at it though, too, Jason, when the Spygate thing happened, I guess he also got a bit of karma, because that year
you mentioned
was the year that Spygate happened, and what happened? They lost.
Yeah.
So and here's the thing, he even though he suffered the loss, but it brought down like the whole. I guarantee you, anyone that lived in the Boston area, because they were like, oh my god, 19-0, first 19-0 season since the Dolphins did it in early 1970s. So like I feel like that also could have been, punishment enough for not just him, but with the whole New England area, where they thought that they were going to get an undefeated season, and when that happened, they just...
Yeah.
I find it funny how people try to,
It's the same with the Astros, too. Look at them.
That's different. Yeah,
but look at them. They cheat, right? But they cheat. And, we're champions. And all the investigations come out, and fucking Rob Manfred doesn't do shit. We'll talk about that Monday, too, if we do it.
We'll talk about that later. But
but either way, they lost these last couple. So Brady, he did lose that one. But I can say maybe the reason he didn't cheat in 2015 is because, the whole world's watching. Do we really want that? Do we really want people to question our win because we deflated balls, we put cameras, we did this, we did that? Probably not.
Yeah. No doubt, though. But the only difference is they don't have 6 other World Series wins to base off of. It was just one win that they cheated. Tom Brady has 6 other rings if you take away this.
I mean, let's say 5. Let's say 5.
Let's take 5. Well, because that Spygate, all that. That with the Bucks, he legit earned that. They made Mahomes look like a punk, and they did. And I went for the Chiefs, but. And Oscar, I was mad when Brady was winning, but it was because the Chiefs.
That Super Bowl. I'm hoping that this year's Super Bowl is more exciting than.
Oh, I was bored last year. Yeah, I hope it's a good game. You know what I want it to be like? I want it to be like the Chiefs and Bills game. That was something.
If every game could be like that, then.
Oh my God. I want it to be a heart, where I'm like this. I'm like, oh my God, Oscar, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And where I'm texting people going, what the fuck? Because I don't want one team to just dominate and blow the other team out of the game and, okay, we're done. No, I want, it's a double score game. Oh, shit, it's tied. And, the yards are changing. Oh my God.
So I guess we can segue into, because I Bengals game.
Well, let's actually finish off the news here with Brian Flores. So Brian Flores is suing the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, you can check out the videos on my channel. I did 2 videos on them. So, in a summary, Brian Flores is suing the NFL because the Miami Dolphins let him go, and it turns out that who's the owner?
Steve Ross.
Steve Ross. Stephen Ross offered him.
I think it's Steve Ross. I know.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because Stephen A was talking about it, and I don't like that guy either. But apparently that Stephen Ross was offering Coach Flores $100,000. If you could offer me, Duncan, and Oscar $100,000, I'll do whatever the hell you want, sir. No,
Not anything.
not anything, but maybe.
90% of expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
10% of things I won't do.
Yeah. So maybe if you want to keep $10,000, fine. Give us $90,000 every game, and we'll I'm glad we'll gladly take that shit. Anyway, so he offered him $100,000 per game that he tanked, and the reason they wanted to do that was to get higher draft prospects and be more favorable in the draft. He's also suing the Browns and the Giants because of race issues, because of the fact.
It's the Broncos, not the Browns.
The Broncos. Well, Hugh Jackson came in with the Browns. So the Broncos and the Giants. Oscar, thank you very much for your correction. I got to correct a statement in a little bit. Because of race issues, because of the Rooney Rule, the NFL says, hey, you have to at least interview a minority. Now they added more to it and say you have to at least interview 2 minorities because, we're the NFL. We have a problem with black people because we're the NFL. Anyway, and so he was flying on to New York, and he was going to have his interview, and Belichick blows it all up and says, oh my God, you landed, and I heard you got the job. It's between New York and Buffalo, and New York says you're their guy. He thinks he's texting Brian Dable, which I finally learned how to say his name. It's not DeBao, it's not Babel. It's Dable. And he thinks he's texting him. Well, it turns out Brian Flores is like, do you know what I don't know? Well, yeah, it looks like you're their guy. Well, you're talking to Brian Flores, right? Or are you talking to Ryan Dable? And Coach Belichick says, oh my God, I fucked up. Good luck. So what this is about is that teams are not hiring black coaches. Yeah, some have black GMs. Some have black presidents. But most of 31 teams do not have a black head coach. We only got 1 black head coach and 1 black owner.
I mean, if I may, Jason.
Sure.
Would you put Ron Rivera in that minority category? Because Washington does have him, and he's Hispanic.
I would. And that's what I was gonna kind of mention was now there are Latino and people that aren't as white as the snow in football, in coaching. So yes, you're right on that. But the first thing now, Hugh Jackson is joining with the Browns, which is why I said that, saying that hey, I've got evidence too. I would like your guys' thoughts. Let's start with you. Start with you, Duncan. What are your thoughts on all of this, and does he have a chance in the courts here?
I think it's valid. I mean, statistically, that most of the coaches and people in the front office are white, and I guess it sort of traces back, since the beginning in the NFL, and I know the NFL hasn't been around as long as the NBA and the MLB, but I certainly think that we could improve in involving minorities in head coaching and front office positions because knowledge of the game and knowledge of anything in football really doesn't really matter what your race or sexuality or whatever it is. If you know football, then you should get the job. That's simply how it should be. You know what I mean?
Oscar?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Because even though I don't think because the NFL has a tendency of finding a way out of it, if he wins, good for him. He won. He'll get money, but at what cost? Because, because here's the thing: if he wins, then he'll get a large sum of money. He can do whatever he wants with that money. But if he loses, and I think
Oh my
Jason
God.
That
spoke
would be
about
bad.
this, early,
Early
on
on.
his, he's gonna be blackballed.
Yeah.
He's gonna be done. He has everything to win, but also he has everything to lose. So you know, I applaud him for trying to take a stand, but at the same time, he's got because the NFL has a way of sweeping things under the rug and finding they find they find holes where like, oh, here's a loophole, let's use this. And then next thing how we heard from from Kaepernick since what,
Nope.
2015, 2016? No.
Nope.
So there you go. Like
Just awards and all that, but not in the NFL. Just out of it. And exactly. I mean, it is the case that like Oscar said, because I said it in my other videos. Mark Holmes said it. Shannon Sharp said it. Rex Ryan said it. Even if he wins or loses, ain't nothing gonna change in the NFL. If he wins, well, the NFL's got some some questions to answer. Well, he won. That obviously you've got a race problem. Obviously your teams are tanking. Now we're gonna get to the tanking issue because but if he wins or if he loses, he's blackballed. Ain't no team gonna want to hire a guy who is suing their league because the commissioner Roger Goodell sucks ass, but he works for the owners, just like Gary Bettman works for the NHL owners, and just like Rob Manfred, the dumbass, works for the owners of all the organizations, unless you're the Dodgers. So, right? And with the Commissioner Goodell, it's if you're the Cowboys, you ain't getting anything. And so, yeah, he could lose everything. But here's the thing. And he's being considered for 2 other jobs. So now he's putting all that in danger. It's a really hard and I think it's a really tough decision to make. I'm being considered for 3 jobs. One of them is a sham, because what happened is a sham. He's going to New York thinking, hey, maybe I got a chance. But it's this horrible racist practice that, hey, we're going to just interview him because he's another brother. Let's interview him, and that's it. We already have our guy, right? Like, let's say I have Oscar was my guy, and I was going to invite Duncan, and I say, oh, well, let's invite Duncan. Yeah, come for an interview, Duncan. Oh, but Oscar's already my guy. That is absolutely abhorrent, right? Now, the fact that he's taking this jump, and he's been considered for 2 other jobs is insane. Now, the Houston Texans are being asked by the NFL, hey, can you take this bullet for us so that we can prove this lawsuit has no merit? Because I said this in my video, Duncan, and I said, they're basically saying, hey, this lawsuit has no merit. What are you talking about? He just got hired. He's just wanting money. The issue doesn't exist. Look, Texas hired him. This is a good way for the NFL to cover their tracks. Am I right here?
Yeah, without a doubt. They're always trying to cover their tracks, and
they're a private corporation.
Yeah, and their whole thing is involving diversity and making sure that the NFL community is informed that they care about diversity, and they do. To some extent, I do think that there are still some setbacks for minorities and people who are trying to make their way up into the front office in the NFL. But in this specific instance, I think that the NFL doesn't want to appear like possibly something that they're not. So, like you said, they're using the Texans as a fallback. I don't know. It's a business. They have a business to run.
Yeah.
They don't need controversy. They're always trying to avoid controversy. And going back to Kaepernick, kneeling during the national anthem, that was the most controversial thing they've probably seen to date concerning diversity and protesting racism and stuff. And so it was a wake-up call for them. And I think they have decided that they're basically going to focus on, involving BLM and all these programs that
Sure, charity.
Yeah,
but not in the front office, not on the teams, not in the because there's an argument that Skip Bayless, Roger, and all these guys are saying, and Shannon Sharp, hey, Roger Goodell cannot tell these men what to do with their teams, and they're absolutely right. Except during that whole kneeling with the national anthem, the owners, Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft and Stephen Ross, all those guys, you know what they did? They started kneeling with their teams. Okay, so. Then the NFL came out and said, you cannot do this, and if you do, we will fine you. So this whole argument that they can't tell these teams what to do is bullshit, because they did a fascist thing by following the president of the United States, who's not supposed to be butting in like that, and they butt in to what a private corporation wanted to do. The owners who owned the teams decided to kneel with their players in solidarity. They didn't really care, but it's a look, it's a symbolism. Right? But then the NFL wasn't afraid to show its claws and say, hey, stop that shit or we'll fine you. So why can't they do something here? Why can't they say, hey.
Okay. So with that said, it's run by the private corporations. Each franchise has their owners, and then they have their own plan on who they hire, and they have their own, right? So the NFL, at the end of the day, can only, make suggestions to the front office and who they hire. And it comes down to individual franchises. And I think the NFL understands that, and they don't want the controversy to be thrown at them right now, because really what it is if you want more, if you want more people of color and you want to make it more diverse into the front office and GM and head coaching and stuff, then it's the actual corporations and the franchises that have to actually make these decisions themselves and understand that the NFL can't control everything. They have to get in there and they got to be like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. Somebody like a good example is Todd Bowles. I think Todd Bowles would be good in front office positions rather than just, he's a great defensive coordinator. But I think
Byron Leftwich could be a good head coach.
Byron Leftwich too, yes.
But aren't they? But if you're saying they can't control everything, you have to give right. So they can't, because you are a private corporation, and this is a debate here that a lot of people are having. Okay, you can't control everything, but you can control if they kneel. How? Explain to me how that is sensible. That you can control if they kneel or not, but you can't control if they hire. I'm not saying that Goodell should go in and say, Robert Kraft, you're going to hire 5 black people. No, don't do that. But then why is it okay for the NFL and Roger Goodell to go in and say, you have to stop kneeling or else? And they do. So obviously they do have some control, no? Over these private corporations and private owners?
It's different because that is a representation of the NFL, direct representation of the NFL. During the games, you see the players kneeling. So, of course, it's a peaceful protest, and in other sports, it's fine. And I don't personally have an issue. Like, I wouldn't kneel during the national anthem, but that's just me. I don't have an issue with people who want to step up and make a peaceful protest, because there are still improvements this country needs to make and all that. I get that, but the NFL didn't take it as a peaceful protest at the time, and
they still wouldn't.
Kaepernick wasn't just peacefully protesting. Though he was bashing the NFL in the media. He was bashing, he was calling them racist and all this.
But doesn't he have the right? I mean.
Sure.
Look at their tactics. You got, white head coaches. Look, we do have black GMs. We got black presidents. We've got right, but the NFL has a race issue. And what is he supposed to do? We have this white propaganda machine that's saying you have to do things. You have to shut the fuck up and not say that we're racist. Don't speak out about us. Because that's what's expected of black folks in this country. Am I wrong here?
No, you're not, and they have the right to stand up for themselves, and that's what the whole First Amendment is about. You can't control what American citizens, because they're citizens of this country, so they have rights just like everyone else. And the NFL, it's just different because they were all hands on deck. They didn't really know what to do because, like I said, this is something they haven't really seen before. And I think as time improves, I think they're focusing more on just
Charitable shit.
and look at how many people of color are in the NFL though. Like
Players.
it's very diverse. Yes.
Yeah, players. And it's great that it's great. It's absolutely incredible that we have 89% of the NFL that's black, Hispanic, something.
All these players are getting paid. They're able to feed their families. They're able to give back to their communities and stuff.
Okay, but there's still a disparity.
There is, and it's not something that's just going to go away overnight. There's still a lot of bad apples in this country, and you can never really wipe out racism. But you can certainly try and do the best you can. But when we go back to Brian Flores suing the NFL, this is basically him saying the NFL is racist, so I need to do something about it. I don't know, man. It's controversy, and the NFL, all they care about is avoiding controversy. So,
Oscar, let me come to you real quick. So he was saying, and I agree with completely everything you said, Duncan. And I'm sorry, I'm bringing this. It's just, I know I'm not African American. I want to, I want to put this out there. I know I'm not African American. I understand that. And I know that there are real struggles in this country. And, I am a Latino. I look more white than a lot of my other siblings. They're like, you're so white. And I'm like, stop. Right? I've been stopped by the cops. I've been told, hey, pull out your ID and all. And black folks have had to deal with that. And I'm not talking about this because I think I know African American struggles. I want people to know that, I care about this, that a league that we all love, that we all love our teams, and we have their memorabilia, their apparel and all of that. I mean, I got a Dallas Cowboys mug on my desk. Oscar, he said they just didn't know what to do with the situation when Kaepernick was doing his thing. How do you? Let me ask you this. If they had more black people in the front office, in the commissioner's office, in the rulemaking office, don't you think that they would have maybe gone, hey, he's not doing anything bad, we gotta change? Do you think that maybe they would understand that versus the people that are in now?
Simple one-word answer, Jason, yes. Because then they would they would have people that would understand. They wouldn't they wouldn't have the shock of I can't believe Colin Kaepernick did that. No, like they're like yeah, like they would just. Now if they would be able to calm the nerves, who knows? But like it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah. No, exactly. And the last thing I'll say is what the NFL does not need right now is this era of cancel culture. I hate cancel culture. Oscar knows that very well. Duncan, by my posts, in the discussion posts in journalism, I think you can tell how much I despise cancel culture. My problem, the NFL's problem is, do not get these Gen Zers on your ass. They already experienced it a little bit. Do not get them on your ass, because then only until the people speak up is there change. That's it. Yeah, you got 80-90% of your league that's players that are black and Hispanic, and I love that. I have an idea. More people of color make up the NFL. They are the majority. White folks, in terms of the players, white folks are the minority of players. So what if we have the players do what Rosa Parks and MLK and John Lewis and all those guys did? let's boycott the NFL and watch the NFL lose their fucking minds because, oh shit, we lost money. Because these players are boycotting. Now, they won't do it because they need to feed their families. They want to continue their NFL careers. But if they did it in mass,
Hey, just be conscious that you're not in your political channel and you're cussing up a storm.
Jesus Christ, I'm at the YouTube jail again. But so that was just my thought. Before we move, I want to ask you guys about if it is true that Stephen Ross and the Browns and other teams are asking their head coaches and the GM, black GM, see, they can do well there with the Dolphins, went to Brian Flores and said, hey, Steven's not happy with you because you're not failing more. What are your thoughts on the fact that he was allegedly, we cannot say positively say that he was asked, but what do you say to the fact that he was asked, hey, tank the game so we can get higher draft prospects?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised just because, well, obviously now you see, because I wouldn't be surprised, and here's why. You look at, well, Tua Tagovailoa was the hot name going in. Like, everyone was saying, oh, there's this guy named Joe Burrow, and there's this guy named, I think Justin Herbert came in that class too. But, like, everyone was saying Tua. But, like, I guess when Tua got hurt, Joe Burrow was able to shine and show what he's made of. So Steve Ross allegedly, before, as that draft was coming up, was trying everything in his power that season that, they were saying tanking for Tua or whatever. But when obviously Joe Burrow was the hot name, they were trying their hardest to, trade up to get Burrow, and when that failed with the Bengals, they obviously had to, take Tua over Justin Herbert. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if that came out to be true, just because you see how Tua is playing. Tua isn't all that good, and don't give me the 7-game winning streak, because I think that's more Brian Flores than anything, to be honest. And then you see Joe Burrow, who is on his way to a Super Bowl. So I wouldn't be surprised if they said, if that comes to be true. Is it? Who knows? But I would not be surprised if that's
Yeah. I think the best thing we can do as NFL fans and people who support diversity is just wait and see how this case plays out. We'll get our answer. The answers will come out eventually.
The impact will be at a number 2. I agree with Shannon Sharp. Ain't nothing gonna change. Impact will be a 2. But do you think that the whole tanking allegation is true? I mean,
yeah. Teams do it all the time. Teams do it all the time. It happens in the NBA. Like, if you look at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but isn't the NBA a little bit different though? Like where they get a.
It's a lottery.
Yeah, like
the
NFL, it's draft.
You're not making the playoffs anyways. You know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah. So let me ask this: everyone on ESPN is saying, "Hey, any owner." Right now, they're focused on Stephen Ross, but let's say Stephen Ross. Let's use him as an example, because they always say wrestling's rigged. They decided beforehand. They do this. They do that. Everyone's saying, well, now the NFL's like pro wrestling. So do you buy the argument that, or are you persuaded by the argument that if this is true, Stephen Ross should not be an NFL owner anymore, and he should be forced out because of that, because the game should be honest. And look, we all know teams do this, but if it's true, do you think that he should give up his ownership?
No,
because
there's bigger things out there. Sorry if I'm cutting over you.
Go ahead, Oscar.
But like, there's bigger things out there, like the Washington ownership situation. Who's another one? Oh, like there's an idiot in Jacksonville who can't even get can't even get his coach hires right either. Like, there's bigger issues over breaking a barrier, saying, oh, the NFL is rigged. So that's my take on it. To be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Um, there's bigger issues.
Yeah.
If we're talking about an owner, being racist toward his organization, then yeah, then we have you know, a serious case here, and he should be let go or removed from operations. But if we're just talking about, you know, purposely throwing a game to get a higher draft pick, all I hear is a high IQ play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just trying to become draft pick.
Yeah. Now, that's that whole argument. Hey, if we tank games, we'll be more favorable in the draft picks. We can get better draft picks. That's actually not really how it works, right? Like, you can lose all you want. You might be on the lower part of the totem pole. You could win a Super Bowl, and you could still end up low. Now you're favored a little more. Do you think it could work out for any team that said let's tank so we can get better draft picks? I think it's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, that is true because some, let me see. There was we'll have to wait and see with the Jaguars pick because they tanked for Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence's first year really wasn't that good. Let me see who was another team that tanked. Well, the Dolphins tried and failed to tank for Joe. Well, they were tanking for Tua because Tua was a hot name, but we see where that's going. Basically, the Bengals basically tanked for Joe Burrow. Actually, who was another tank job that I could think of? Washington tanked for Chase Young, which he got hurt his second year, so we'll never know. Aside from that, I can't think of any other teams that have, tried to tank, and the first overall pick was a success to my memory. Maybe there's more, but I can't just think of them now.
Duncan?
No, I think Oscar covered it pretty good. You guys want to talk about what happened last week?
So that's the end of our news. So thank you, gentlemen, for contributing to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we've all been anxious. I was stunned last Sunday. Let's get to the games. I was stunned with that Chiefs game. Now, what did I say in last? I was gonna pull videos from the thing, and I was eating carne asada fries, and I thought, ooh, that's more important. Then this morning I had some donuts, and then I thought, oh, I'm busy. So I was lazy. Listen, I told you last week, and you and our audience, you guys, right? I said, don't underestimate the friggin' Bengals. They are hungry like me. I am starving right now. Those Bengals are hungry for that Super Bowl ring. And they were hungry to get into the Super Bowl. So I said, look, I'll give it to the Chiefs. But I wouldn't underestimate the Bengals. That game, I mean, what was it? 21-3?
Yep.
And
21-3. And I don't know if anyone remembers what I said last week about the Chiefs, but I
go ahead, repeat it.
That Mahomes is going to slow down. He can't, it's just how it is. Football is a momentum game.
Yeah.
The first 2 rounds of the playoffs, he unbelievable pass for like 3-4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. This game, he gets 21 up in the first half. What happened in the second half? Nothing. They slowed down, and the Bengals came in, and it came down to what?
A field goal.
A field goal, like I said it would. And Evan McPherson drained that shit, and they won. You know what I mean?
Even though I don't, because I remember in the the Titans game where he was like, well, it looks like we're going to the AFC Championship. I don't know if he said anything, before he kicked that.
He probably said, looks like we're going to the Super Bowl, boys. We're going to the Super Bowl.
You like, get your families out to Los Angeles, boys. Let's go. Get your bags ready. I mean,
Super Bowl.
Yeah, because he tightened up.
Yeah, and here's the thing with that Super Bowl. I was like 21-3. I was like, ooh, I really want to turn this off because the Chiefs are either going to come with a touchdown or kick a field goal that will, put the game to bed. The Bengals are going to try to do something, but it's not going to be enough. I don't know why I kept watching. Oh, I was actually, funny enough, I was actually multitasking. I was actually talking to a friend because, the 21-3, I was like, what else is new? And Jason was texting me because I was talking to the other friend. I was like, whatever. I was like, what? But then when they cut it close, when it was 21-13, that's when they actually caught my attention. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, okay, dude, I really got to go. I got to see if the Bengals make something out of this. And they did.
I mean, they pressured Mahomes. They got to Mahomes. He tightened up. I mean, just overall, I mean, what kinds of plays really got your guys' attention with this game?
Chase,
the interceptions.
The interception.
The interception in that overtime, because that's what literally like
ended the game. Game over.
Basically, like.
Yeah. No, the Kelsey got to me in this one. He was playing like Kelsey, and that's what worried me there at the end. There, I thought maybe Kelsey can do one of those classic 40-yard pushes down the middle of the field and get him.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen, and so the Bengals, Oscar said the interception. It just they balled out. They really did.
I mean, for me, when they got it to overtime, I thought, whoa. And I texted Oscar. I think I texted you or Oscar. I said, man, this stadium is quiet.
Oh,
that crowd is real quiet. Because once they got that thing to overtime, I thought, oh, okay. And at first, I kind of had a little hope when they won the coin toss in Kansas City. And then I thought, no. And here's when I reflect back on the game and I watched the highlights, I said, no, they let the game go. And now they're tied? No, Chiefs don't have a chance here. And then they started playing in overtime. The Bengals dominated overtime.
Basically.
It was just, the first half you're thinking, oh my God, Chiefs, they're being the Chiefs. And I had this inkling feeling like, I could see the Bengals coming. I mean, Joe Burrow and all those guys, they were ready. They came in. I don't know what conversation they had in the locker room, but I bet you it was, listen, guys, the Chiefs are kicking our asses. Hey, remember that field goal you kicked and told us we're going to the Super Bowl, boys? Yo, they're doing this. They're running the ball this way. Mahomes is doing this. You got to get to Mahomes. You got to do this. You got to control the defense. What I feel like didn't happen. What I feel didn't happen in the Chiefs locker room is nobody in the right name ever said. Nobody in the mama saying, "Hey, the Bengals are going to start doing this. This is what they're going to start doing. We're going to do this." It seems like what they did was, all right, everyone's doing good. Who wants a cupcake? Who wants a beer?
Basically.
Because, I mean, if you look at, I know I mentioned Shannon Sharp, but look at Shannon Sharp as a tight end. Actually, let's look at him. He was talking about how Mike Shanahan would say, all right, here's the deal. These guys are going to do this, and that. So, hey, Shannon, you're going to do this. You're going to punt. You're going to do this. You're going to turn this. You're going to run it this way. You're going to do this. Brady, I know I hate Brady. What happened in those locker rooms, in those Super Bowls when Brady was down? Hey, the Falcons are going to do this. You need to do this. 2019, I don't remember who they played. They played Seahawks, right?
No, 2019 was the Rams, and that game wasn't even. That was a Super Bowl that was actually really, really boring. I remember that Super Bowl.
I was bored as hell. And then they had a boring-ass halftime show. And I love Maroon 5.
I'll watch the halftime show this year, but I never usually watch them.
Oh, dude. Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Eminem, all that. But I mean, it what seems like went on in the locker room with Tom Brady was, we are down. Here's the deal. Brady, you're doing this. You, Grunt, you're doing this. You're doing that. That's what I think happened. Now, I bet you in those timeouts when they had those huddles when they were still down, hey, what did we discuss in the locker room? Or, hey, you know what? We're going to change this play call right here. That's what you got to do as a team. And those Chiefs didn't do nothing. they deserve that loss.
Basically.
Yeah. Mahomes deserved that loss. He had opportunities to make, keep adding on.
So many, yeah.
Scores, and he just couldn't. And the Bengals were not about to have another half like the first. They were going to come out and get some offense going. I mean, you saw Chase. He rushed for that touchdown like a G.
Like a beast.
But you know what annoys me though about Undisputed, and this is going to be talking about Joe Burrow. Freaking Skip Bayless be like, oh, he's the next Brady. That's what annoyed me. I was like,
No. Where do they come up with these narratives? Like all of a sudden, a guy makes the Super Bowl in his second year, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, he's destined to win 7.
I mean, let's be fair to Brady. He made it in the first year, so Skip Bayless, shut up.
Exactly.
Tom Brady.
Another reason why Brady is the GOAT.
No, because he came into the year 2000.
Yeah,
the Super Bowl was in 2001.
No, they went 2001, 2002.
They beat the St. Louis Rams in 2002.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking. No, that's right. You're right. You guys are right. So he came in 2001 then, right? No, 2000.
No, it came in 2000.
Okay. Second year.
But remember,
the seasons
Bledsoe
go through the beginning of the following year because they.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because I was thinking.
Was the guy, and then Brady was the shadow
Mm-hmm.
in his first year or two, and then he got his opportunity when Bledsoe went down, and no discredit to Bledsoe because that guy was good, but best thing that ever happened to the Patriots organization.
Yeah, exactly. And I the reason I was thinking that was because unfortunately our country was attacked on 9/11 2001, and in 2002 U2 did the halftime show, and that was an awesome halftime. That was like awesome. That was really good. But that's where I saw when Belichick said we are all Patriots tonight, because NFL had more of they were doing more patriotic feels to the games and all of that. It's just the Bengals brought the offense. Mahomes had so many opportunities. He could have cut right into the middle of the line for of the Bengals. It was bizarre to watch. I was still stunned. And I saw my predictions go, but what did I say? I said I could see the Bengals win it. But I gave it to the Chiefs.
My question to you, Jason, is how can you live with yourself? Because the reason why I ask you that is you were writing the 49ers, but then you flip-flopped. You were like,
I did. We're going to get to that.
And then not only that, when the 49ers were winning 17-7, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go to the 49ers.
Yeah. So, well, are we done talking about the Bengals Chiefs game? Because I'll go to that.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. So yeah,
to summarize it though, I was right. You were right.
Like how your summary's not. Yeah. So they did this. They did that. They did that. I was right. Yeah.
Like I said, I knew my.
No, you're right.
I was like, you know what?
You're right.
I said this. I was like, look, I'll pick the Chiefs, but I will not be surprised if the Bengals win.
Okay.
You did say that. You did say that.
And don't sleep on that franchise. As a Rams fan, I'm not going into the Super Bowl going, oh, yeah, we got this. I mean, I'd rather face the Bengals than the Chiefs. But, I'm not going into the Super Bowl.
I mean, the last time the Rams faced the Chiefs, it was like a very high-scoring game. So, you could have got that the second time around, to be honest.
You can't mess around with a team like the Chiefs. It's good for every team left in the playoffs that they're out.
Yeah.
I think so, and I mean, yeah. Now, in the 49ers-Rams game, my friend Jose is a 49ers fan. And he was, I think when it got to, cause it was 10-7, and right when they got to 17, he literally messaged me going, fuck! So, fuck, god damn it. And I said, yay, 49ers, yay! in the message. So I did flip flop like a pair of sandals. Because at first I said 49ers. That was my prediction. I said 49ers gonna win. And then I was listening to ESPN, First Take, Get Up, that was on there, Get Up and Undisputed. And then I spoke to Duncan that Thursday night before our stream, and I thought, oh, everyone's convincing me that the Rams will win. And everyone's kind of really pushing me that direction. So that night I took a look at my analysis and went, no, it's got to be the Rams. But I wouldn't be surprised if either team unraveled and gave it away. And I should have never flip-flopped. I should have just stuck with it. I don't know what was wrong with me. I think it was just a moment. I was stunned. I was like, whoa. They're actually going to... Okay. Wow. My thing is, Jimmy Gag came again. Because, look, the 49ers were leading. I mean... Brandon Ayuk, not a good dude right there. And in the beginning, in the first half, who was dropping the ball? Odell Beckham Jr. Odell was dropping the ball. I think Cam Akers. Who else was dropping the ball, Oscar, in that first half for the Rams?
Cooper Kupp, yeah.
They were the Rams. It looked like
they lost their top tight end, so they had to go to a second guy who.
Brantley, yeah.
Till that game, I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, well, he had played in the divisional round.
Played good, though.
He did. He's the one who got the touchdown at the end.
Yeah.
Basically.
What a career.
Yeah, to be the backup tight end.
Yeah,
and
his career.
Yeah, and you get to come. That gives him more power more negotiation power too. Contract, pay, trades. Yeah. Hey, I came in. I'm the backup tight end. Me, the backup, and I did this. It's a real bragging moment, and congratulations to him. But I mean, what do you guys take away from the first half and the second half? We'll just discuss the game here.
I mean, the second half was pretty evened out. Like, the 49ers didn't make it a game until, like, late in the second quarter, so that's where they tied it up. And then I think, like, the Rams, like, turned it over or something, where the 49ers were able to just come away with a field goal before halftime. And then that's how the 49ers got the lead. So it was really much of a game in the first half, to be honest. And then the second half, when the 49ers got that touchdown, I was like, if the Rams screw it over in the fourth quarter, then obviously the 49ers are going to win. But I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. So,
yeah.
And another thing that we can consider here is both quarterbacks that won on Sunday have one thing in common, right? And that is...
I'll be right back, you guys.
All right.
Continue.
Okay. That is this is their first playoff run in their careers. Obviously, Joe Burrow is young in his second year, so that makes sense. But Matt Stafford had to endure, 12 years, Oscar?
Yeah, 12 years, and then, like, he's been to the playoffs with the Lions, but when you're a member of the old Lions organization, maybe they don't expect much.
Yeah, I mean, I say playoff run. I mean, I know Stafford made a couple of years, but like it's the first time that he actually has a team where, okay, yeah, we can make a run, we can get this ring. I got Aaron Donald on my side, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I personally have the Rams in the Super Bowl. I mean, what do you think, Oscar?
I don't know. I like the Rams. The reason why I actually like the Rams is because I like to look at Washington's what could have been head coaches, and Sean McVay could have been the Washington coach if they didn't let him walk out the door. Like, they decide to stick with Jay Gruden, and they let Sean McVay walk out the door, and we saw what Sean McVay. He literally turned that Rams franchise. The Rams were kind of mediocre.
Gone.
They were shit.
For like a decade and a half. And then when Sean McVay gets there, they make it to the playoffs their first year. They make it to the Super Bowl their second year. Their third year was when everyone saw that Jared Goff wasn't the guy. So, like, Sean McVay, I got to give credit to Sean McVay. Like, I like to look at Sean McVay, I'm like, man, what could have been for Washington, he has been for the Rams. So, that's the only reason why I like the Rams, because Sean McVay.
But
Yeah.
no, it's a good reason. Sean McVay is a great coach, and a lot of credit to him and what he's doing right now. Well, we'll see what happens in the Super Bowl. The Rams were in this exact position a few years ago, and they went up against, I guess, I can't call him the GOAT because Jason's here, but when they
No, you can call him the GOAT. It's your opinion. I'm just gonna.
they went up against the GOAT, and they got
But they got that's because, dude. But that's because they got Jared Goff. Like, tell me this: if they had because Matthew Stafford smacked Brady twice this year.
Yeah.
Tell me that the Rams wouldn't win that Super Bowl if they had a Matthew Stafford that
I
year.
can't say that because it's true. They would have absolutely have won if they had a different, not even just Stafford, anybody better like Jared Goff. That guy was dog. I swear to God.
Well, I mean, now the Rams have a chance here.
They do. It's exciting. We'll see.
It is exciting. I am, now there was a call that that the 49ers fans are crying about. There was an interception that they thought he actually it was a fumble recovery or something like that. They didn't give me exact.
I remember what it was, but I can't remember when it was. I know what you're talking about.
Was it looked like it may have touched the grass.
Mm-hmm.
But the original call, the call on the field was interception. So
Yeah.
when you go into a challenge and it's inconclusive, a lot of times what they do is they go with the original call, even if so just because the original call was interception, I think it was a big decision factor in that.
Yeah, that to me was game over. It was. I mean, it was just. It was. Yeah, I mean, what a game by the Rams. It was insane. And now, I guess we'll do our predictions here. I was gonna wait till next week. Oscar, we'll start with you. Who do you got? Or do you want to wait a week?
give me the Rams.
The
Just
Rams.
Because I feel like Joe Burrow, these younger, and I stated this in my Tom Brady video. I'm excited because we get to see what these younger, we get to see the post Brady era. So we get to see which one of these younger quarterbacks are gonna be the next guys to measure up to Tom Brady. So the reason I'm gonna pick the Rams just because I feel like Joe Burrow is gonna have is gonna have more opportunities in his career. So that's why I'm gonna pick the Rams to win the Super Bowl this year.
Okay, Duncan. I'm pretty sure you're going for the Rams here.
That is correct. How'd you know?
You're the Rams fan.
I'm not just going to sit here and say the Rams are going to win. I'll give you a little bit of a reason. Aaron Donald is going to dominate the young quarterback in Joe Burrow. He's going to sneak around and he's going to sack him a couple of times in the Super Bowl. I promise you that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Aaron Donald really was quiet that game until like the last play of the game.
Yeah. Because he's saving it. He's saving it for the Super Bowl. He wants that ring.
Hold on. They have 2 weeks from when they win that the AFC Championship. They're AFC? No, they're the NFC.
NFC.
They have a whole chance. They have 2 weeks to win that NFC game and wait to the Super Bowl. You're saying we don't wait. You're saying, hey, if you're Eric Donald, you're gonna go, hey, I'm only gonna do the last play, gentlemen. Gotta rest this body up for the Super. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm gonna use that. Mom, listen, I will clean my room. Gotta wait for the Super Bowl.
Okay, That's poor.
But the Super Bowl's in a week. I don't
That's-
care.
I don't care. I'm saving my energy. I mean, could that? I don't think that could hurt Eric Donald. Do you think are the Rams going to bring him in and say, "Hey, we need to put this game away. You're the guy. Go,"
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
okay?
Jalen Ramsey too. Look, it's not just Aaron Donald anymore. You got Jalen Ramsey.
Von Miller.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
Von Miller's hungry for a second Super Bowl.
Yeah, he is. He is.
It's not.
They got weapons for sure, and look, Stafford just cannot give it away.
You know what's gonna be funny? I'd be like, because Matthew Stafford and what's this dude's name? Matt Ryan is in the same draft class, and Matthew Stafford's like, all right, I got my ring. Where's yours? Oh wait, you're the 28-3 guy, right?
Oh my god.
That's messed up. Did you see? I don't know. Did you guys see that all these football players were saying? Matt Ryan, he made a tweet about Brady's retirement, and he goes, "Congrats on 7 rings. Wish it was 6." Did you see that?
No,
What? Congrats on 7 rings. What?
I wish it was 6.
he gets you choking.
Oh shit! Oh, he's still hurt.
I would be too. Are you kidding me?
Me too. I mean, if I'm taken down by Tom Brady, yeah.
I mean, it should have been 6 if it was a bit better and was smarter.
I'm sorry. That made me laugh. I did not see that tweet. I gotta go find that. Oh man, that's almost as funny as Skip Bayless crying because Tom Brady was retiring. Like, oh no. He was coming up with, he was twisting himself into a pretzel. Like, maybe he could do this. Maybe he could do that. But that was even funnier. Oh,
I like Skip Bayless, even though he's got your Cowboys backs all year.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people think he's an actor.
He is.
How does he know that much and that much history about the Cowboys? He's able to like pick it up. Well, 1973, he threw the ball and it went like this, and I'm like, whoa! I don't feel that an actor can do that. That is insane.
Well,
It's not that hard. He's got guys researching for him.
Yeah, and plus you got to remember he's old. So he's like 70 years old. So like the Cowboys.
guess.
So like he was around like when the Cowboys first started. So like
Yeah. Well, a little bit after, just a little bit after. Well, no, actually, you're right. No, exactly. And even if he is, I feel like he is and isn't an actor. I'm teetering, but this is what Oscar and I were talking about on the stream last weekend during the game. Look at Troy Aikman and Tony Romo and doing their broadcasting. Tony Romo's better because it doesn't matter if he's calling a Cowboys game or a Miami game or a New York or Rams or Browns or Bengals or whoever. He's going to call it like it is. And what I love about Tony Romo is he's going to say, if you're here, you can just turn this way, blitz the ball here, and then I would run this way because then he's going to do this. And you're like, oh. It's like he's playing the game and he's telling you as if he was mic'd up on the field, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw that pass to him because he can run it this way and he can rush the yards and then rush for this many yards. Aikman is Cowboys. It's just not understand. He talks like one of those, broadcasters that just makes it difficult. Whereas Tony Romo, I feel like, gives it that John Madden feel. John Madden, synonymous with the Raiders and football, but he didn't say, oh, he did a cover 5, he did this. He said he threw the pass, he rushed this many yards, and he got the touchdown. Boom! It was that simple. Skip Bayless, to me, getting back to that, he's too biased. I'm a person that everyone hated me when I said Dodgers will not get to the World Series. It was April, and I said they will not get to the World Series. Everyone, you're a hater. And I said they will get to the playoffs. I know the Dodgers. They'll get to the playoffs. They will not go.
They make the playoffs, but
They fucking fuck it up. They choke. And, injuries here and there. Right? I said the furthest they'll get is the NLCS. And if they get to the NLCS, they will lose in Game 6. Oops.
look what happened. They lost in Game 6 of the NLCS.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone said, Jason, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. They're the favorites. It was July. And they said, are you still going to change it? When they started picking up, I said, no. I know my prediction. And I even said, if I am wrong and they go to the World Series, I will go on my channel and I will say, ladies and gentlemen, I was completely wrong. Here was my prediction. I was wrong. But I want to have people that are, yeah, okay, fine, be a fan of the Cowboys. Be a fan of the Lakers. But critique them. We have too much in the media of, oh, Tom Brady's so great, or Brett Favre's so great, or Herbert's doing this and this and that. When are you going to criticize these guys? When are you going to go, hey, maybe if he would have thrown that pass a little bit better. But it takes us YouTube commentators? Really?
Yeah, because
so
because I don't know if you notice this every single time. Like, so obviously Shannon Sharp always goes first, puts his thoughts out there, and then this is Skip Bayless. I kid you not, this is Skip Bayless. Okay, my turn, and I'm gonna dispute undispute everything you just said. I'm like, bro.
No. It goes to the point that you just said.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'll agree with you on this.
He gets paid to troll.
He does, but Shannon Sharp does too. And yet, what I love about Shannon Sharp is that he's remained honest.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp does it too, but yeah, he keeps it valid and he keeps it real at the same time.
Now with his Broncos, he needs to straighten up a little bit, but
I think he needs to chill off of LeBron though. He's a little too obsessed with that guy.
I love LeBron, but he ain't no Kobe.
Yeah.
LeBron's great, but I don't know. Like they were having this debate. They were having this debate about, oh, will the Lakers survive without LeBron James? They ain't even surviving with LeBron.
Okay, so I have a question. How many rings does LeBron have? Because my cousin and I were having a dispute about, because he was saying Tom Brady's the best player on the planet. I was like, okay,
but LeBron is basketball.
Yeah, I know, but like, we're talking about like people like in general, like the rings, like the ring factor.
Okay, well that's kind of unfair too, because it's two different sports.
LeBron has 4, and then
I could have sworn it was 5.
No, it's 4.
Should be 5.
Kobe had 5. So LeBron has 4. Shaq has 4. Had 4. Kobe had 5. Jordan had 6. Robert Horry had 7. No, I'm just kidding.
But Kobe was an 18-time All-Star, 2-time gold medal Olympian. What else? The 1-time Oscar winner, 1-time Emmy Award winner. But in basketball, he had multiple games with 50 or more points. The fact that he won 5 series between 2001 or whatever and.
Oh, no, Kobe, right?
Kobe.
Yeah, 5.
5 within the 2000s is absolutely insane. And that dude, I mean, his records, we could go on and on and on. But I feel like trying to compare a guy in 2 different sports, it's a little... I don't like to do that because it's like... If you put Brady on the basketball court, he ain't going to be Brady. He's going to be just some guy named Tom.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Right, and if you put LeBron in football cleats, he ain't going to be LeBron James.
I think he'd still be... I think LeBron could have been a good football player when he was younger.
Yeah.
Maybe a receiver or something. Maybe not a quarterback, but at least a receiver.
Could you see him as a linebacker?
Maybe, yeah. He could have been. But
yeah.
No, so obviously you don't think Brady is the GOAT. I think Jordan is the GOAT in the NBA.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, Jordan absolutely. I mean, 4,000 point with 5,000 points. You know, he has a table in one of the houses he's trying to sell that has 4,000 holes.
I invite y'all to comment on this guy's channel. His name is Fisk Vegas. Tell him that he'd be like, "How old are y'all?" They're like, if you say that you're like 20, 25, you're like, yeah, your point's invalid because all you guys get to do is watch VHS. It's all about like he's so present. He was like, you guys watch LeBron. So technically, LeBron is y'all's era, not Michael Jordan.
Even if he's our era, so was Kobe.
Yeah,
Kobe, because I grew up with Kobe. I mean, we all love Kobe, but I mean, Jordan is the great. He's the GOAT. But Kobe, I think, is right up there with Jordan. I think that, I mean, during the memorial service, they were saying that Jordan really doesn't really speak and he's more standoffish. The fact that you can get Michael freaking Jordan to go and speak at your memorial and be as tearful as ever, you gotta be one unique ass guy. And Kobe was absolutely everything. And I mean, just his basketball record, I think he's right up there with Michael Jordan. Shaq, I mean, I love Shaq, but
no, Shaq. It's different with Shaq. He played different. Like his game was different.
Yeah.
All he did was bully people in the paint and just get in there and score, and that's great. That's what makes a great basketball player. But if we're talking about clutch last shot, like somebody's got to put up a jumper, who would you rather have, Shaq or Kobe or Jordan? Oh, that's not even a real question. That's a rhetorical question.
Right, no, I know, right? But if I was to think about it, like, well, I mean, Kobe and Jordan are good. Didn't Kobe drop 55 on Jordan? He said, take that into retirement.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's a different breed of players. Like I don't know. You said the Jordan era, then the Kobe era, and now we're in the LeBron era.
The LeBron, the Stephen Curry, the Stephen Curry, the what's his name, Kevin Durant. I am not a fan of Kevin Durant.
Me neither. His 2 rings are less valid than the Astros. No, but you get what I'm trying to say, though.
I don't think you want that fire, dude.
Woo, that was funny.
I mean, he gave you fire about Tom Brady, so I really don't.
No, I mean, I just don't know. I don't despise him as a person like I do Brady. I just don't know Kevin Durant. I like Stephen Curry. He's all right.
You can't dislike Curry. All he does is just do his job.
Yeah, and he wins, and he
wins.
Yeah, he does his job, he wins, and he's good in the community and all that, which a lot of these guys are. And my sister and I, my big sister, Ashley, we talk about, well, are they doing it for image, or are they doing it because, hey, I really feel that, hey, I made it, I want to help other people. We can get into that debate later at any time, but no, I mean, Kobe was absolutely amazing. And a lot of people tell me, Jason, you don't get stuck because you weren't in his era. Kobe stopped playing in 2016. In 2016, I was gonna turn 19 when he retired. So I had watched Kobe all my life. My dad and I were sitting in the living room watching the championships together. So don't tell me I can't comment on Kobe. Okay? A lot of these basketball players, Curry, Durant, what's his name? Blake Griffin, all these guys. You know who's their idol? Kobe. You know who's Kobe's idol? One of them? Jordan.
Yeah. Oh.
So, I mean, rest in peace, Kobe. I know we did our tribute last week, but, yeah, I mean.
That's what I said in the tribute, though, remember? I said that there's a lot of players that are in the league now that looked up to Kobe when they were, young and getting into the game. Like Devin Booker is the best example because he knows how to run screens and pull up for a jumper exactly. Like it just looks exactly like Kobe kind of used to do it. I mean, it's interesting. Like may not be like exactly the same, but you can tell that he's at least trying to
emulate Kobe and put his own little twist on it. Yeah, I mean, the fact that he I know we're getting into Kobe, but just the fact that he had such an impact that even when he had died that Monday and all that, you had so many players throwing 30, 40, 50 points. And it was like, whoa, where is this coming from? And I feel like Kobe's spirit was just like, go, boys. But yeah, if you're going to compare LeBron to let's say, Brady, I kind of think that's unfair. That's my thought. I don't like that. I think that's unfair.
Yeah, because he was telling me, he was like, Tom Brady is the best player on the planet. I'm like, well, if you're comparing in all sports,
that's a problem.
Yeah, but like,
is he better than Cristiano Ronaldo? Is he better than Kirk Gibson was? Is he better than Joe Montana, is he better than Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or Shaq or whoever? No.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, but if we're to say Kobe was the best player on the planet, best player of what, right? Like, people say, oh, Michael Phelps is the best athlete in the world. Well, if you're talking about Olympics, absolutely. The dude's got what, 20, I think 23 or 25 gold?
Yeah.
That dude is insane. That 2008 Beijing Olympics, when that sucker went for 8 medals, 8 gold medals in one Olympics. Oh my God.
No, it's unfair to compare sports like that. Tom Brady is the best football player that ever lived, but he's not the best athlete that ever lived. I mean, you got so many other sports to go off of, like swimming and stuff. But if we're gonna look at the 4 main ones, what are the 4 main ones to you guys? It would be baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Right?
Yeah, and you have Wayne Gretzky, one of the best in hockey. Patrick Marleau, I know he was a San Jose Shark, but he was really good. You know, in the NHL. I think one of the best athletes in the world was Nadia Comaneci. Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah.
No.
So Nadia Comaneci, back in the 70s when they had gymnastics in the Olympics, you had to get a perfect 10 if you could get it. Now they don't have that. Now it's like I think it's like a 5. I don't know the stats anymore, but you could get a perfect 10. Nadia Comaneci is the only gymnastics player in history of the world that has ever gotten a 10 out of 10, and she stands alone because after that they changed it. It's like that. She's one of my number 1 players, just athletes. Also, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, his dunk was so good they had to make new rules in the NBA because of him.
Yeah.
In the 60s.
The skyhook shot was
just unmatched. So there's players like that. Right now you got Simone Biles, who's, just... And I know her mental health struggles got in the way, and I love Simone Biles. I just feel like if only she was feeling that before, she would have given someone else a chance, to go instead of her. And I love Simone Biles. I'm not trying to trash her. I have some of the gear from her, but right now Simone Biles is amazing. Ali Raisman is amazing. You had the Fab Five, Amanda and Carrie Struck and all these young ladies that, 1996 U.S. had never won, and all of a sudden you're winning gold over Russia, over Ukraine, over Romania. That's insane. So yeah, you have so many sports figures that you could go, oh my God, right? Yeah, Kareem and Jordan and Montana, right? Just so many different players you can pick from, so many different sports. It's insane. I think in baseball, like if we were to talk announcers too, Vince Scully, one of the greatest announcers, at the way he painted pictures. The greatest announcer, in my opinion. The fact that even other announcers, when he was retiring, were like, yeah, he's better than me. Joe Davis, he's awesome, but he ain't no Vince Scully, and he'll never replace him. Doc Emmerich.
I don't like Joe Davis so much at times because the Dodgers, they could be down like 7-0, and then somebody will hit a solo bomb and I'll go, oh my God, it's gone, unbelievable. But it's like it's a 7-1 game, dude. Like, chill out.
Well, Vin did that too.
No, he didn't. He would keep it casual. Like, oh, look at that one. She is gone. The Dodgers finally got something going for him. It's a miracle.
He did it a few times. Vin was younger, but yeah, as he got older, it was like, okay, Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers need to figure this out. And to stop us from our boredom, instead of turning off the TV, he would tell stories. Doc Emmerich, I think the best announcer in history of the NHL. In football, John Madden.
John Madden for sure, yeah.
John Madden.
In the NBA. I don't know.
The guy's name that always does the finals every year. I forget his name.
I forget his name too.
He's the best announcer. The guy, when they join a 3 and he goes bang, that guy.
Yeah, I see who you're. Yeah, there you go. Wow. How long has this stream been going? I don't know.
Almost an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh boy. So this was exciting. We delved into many sports. We've delved into football, baseball, a little bit of hockey, the Olympics, basketball.
Yeah.
We did everything. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more news. I'm sure I will have these two dudes back to discuss it all. And by the way, I got a complaint from someone, a viewer, and they said that I am not about diversity. That I struggle with diversity because I don't have any females on my sports channel. Let me just say this. I will have.
Just be careful.
No. I will have anyone and everyone on this show. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a non-binary. I don't care. If you know sports, if you can talk like we can talk and provide valuable insight, come on. I mean, Joy Taylor was on Undisputed at first, and she provided great insight too. In their first few years. Molly on First Take, no. But
yeah, I don't really care for her, Molly.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to control Stephen A. Smith. That's a talent in itself.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, if any woman wants to come on this podcast, I'm not against any woman coming on. It's just I ask around, and the people who say yes are guys. And by the way, not all guys say yes, and not all guys get back to me. So I just want to say that I don't mean to be prejudiced against women or anything like that. I have two sisters. That wouldn't be me. But if you are a woman and you feel like you can come on this podcast or this show and go head toe to toe with these two dudes here. Let's go. The more the merrier. The more commentary, the better.
Don't just sit around saying that Jason is being, discriminatory. Come on to the show and actually, you're welcome here. Honestly, this Jason guy is a good dude. I don't see how he could be out here discriminating when he's just trying to start up a YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks. And I mean, I have people of all races on my channel. Our friend Naeem is Arab Muslim. Oscar is Salvadorian. I'm Mexican. Right?
But I have no issue with anyone. But I am white as fuck.
Well, you look like an average NHL player.
Thank you.
But again,
something else. But
you look white as snow, boy. No, but I mean, I've got white, I've got brown, I've got indigenous, I've got everybody on the show. So if you are so, and I'll ask you, I don't just allow any guy on the podcast. I ask you. I called Duncan. Duncan called me and I said, well, Duncan, tell me what you know about sports. Can you analyze? Can I have you describe a play? And he right away said, well, yeah, if I'm describing basketball, I could say he dribbled this or he passed that or he could have gotten this or and that's when I knew, hey, Duncan, you should be on the show. So if you can do that, come on in. Or maybe your strength is the news portion of the NFL or the NHL or MLB. Who cares?
Yeah.
Come on.
The criteria is not, what your race, gender, or anything. It should never be that. The criteria should just simply be, okay, do you know, like, if I bring up a topic about, something that happened in the NBA, are you going to be able to talk about it with intelligence or know exactly what's going on? That's the real criteria that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, come on. I have Oscar. I have a Washington fan. I invite everybody. I had Tyler, a Raiders fan, and I hate the Raiders. I mean,
you had an Eagles fan.
I had an Eagles fan. I had a division foe.
And you got
who was. And I have a Tom Brady fan. God damn it! I have? Where? And MD is an African American individual. What in the world? You guys just made me realize that. Okay. Just had to get that out of the way because it surprised me that, and I understand, hey, I only see men on this channel. What the hell? I feel like we should be able to do what we want with our channel, but again,
another thing is, y'all, that you put announcements out there trying to find hosts. Like,
yeah,
it's really hard. Like,
oh yeah,
I've
there are a lot of
my
women
channel,
out there that know sports.
On my channel, I've been a little bit more diverse, but it's hard. Trust me, it ain't easy. Like, you gotta find someone that knows the game, that can put really good input out there, and you can try your heart. Like, they try really hard, but if they don't know much, then you're stuck. So,
Yeah. No, there's literally everyone from every group. There's people that know a lot about sports. It doesn't really matter. There could be some guy living in the basement of his parents' house in like Alabama or something, and he knows a lot about sports, and his opinion could be valid. Or there could be somebody that is actually trying to get into the media. I'll give you an example. A lot of women, they deal with setbacks in the media because the hirings are based off of certain narratives. Like, okay, maybe we want a woman covering this topic, so we'll let them in. There's a lot of setbacks and stuff, but really what the criteria should be is, and this is sports media, it's, can you moderate, and can you talk about, key factors and topics intelligently and understand statistics and all that. And I think there's a lot of women out there that have that ability. You know what I mean? It's not just, who's getting hired.
Exactly. And by the way, everyone who comes on the show, ain't nobody getting paid. I'm not getting paid.
Exactly. It's just.
I
didn't come on here because I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get my clout up or anything. I'm just coming on here to just talk about sports. So,
yeah, and we do post links. I will and I will post your Instagrams. I'll post your Twitters. I posted the link for Franchise Sports Media. I posted Oscar's links. I have done all of that. I even ask you guys, hey, what do you guys got coming up? Because I want people to know, right? And nobody gets paid thousands of dollars and millions of dollars like they do on all those other sports shows. Everyone who comes on here, you have the right to say anything and everything you want. We disagreed about Tom Brady. We have also disagreed on, other issues here. But that's the beauty of independent media. And this shows that I bring people that don't like Dallas. I've brought on people who do like Dallas. And the point is like Oscar said, we have sent out thousands of, probably not thousands, but dozens of emails going, hey, we're having a show. Would anyone like to join? And most times we get zero replies, or we get people who don't follow through, or we get people who A, don't follow up, or B, maybe don't know much. I don't want to sit here on the show and say, hey, so-and-so, man or woman, hey, Jack, hey, Katie, Caitlin, what do you guys think? And it's, yeah, and then it's awkward the rest of the time. No. So, look, if you're a woman, you're a man, you're Hispanic, you're white, you're black, you're Muslim, you're Mexican, I don't care. Come on. Let's talk sports. I love sports. Let's get on with it. Now, gentlemen, it has been lovely to do this stream again.
Thanks for having me back.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll possibly do another one Monday. We'll talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do all the sports things. Oscar, what do you got coming up on your channel? You just did your position grading. You did your Tom Brady video.
So I'm stuck, but I just thought of some things. Now that the Commanders, I gotta get used to saying that. Because here's the thing. I said it on my channel. I built my brand, or my channel. Well, technically my channel is going to be used for something else. But like, after, I decided to break out on my own, because at first, I wasn't on my own. I started a podcast with someone else. Unfortunately, the name change happened. So ever since I started my channel, I would call it Washington Football Team. Now it's going to be weird because it's been a year and a half that I've been advertising Washington Football Team. So I got to get used to that. But what's coming up next?
Just call them losers. Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
still
They ain't
trying to
commanding
figure
shit.
out what I can. I've gotten so accustomed to him saying his quirks, so I just move past it. Um, hey Jason, you
Yeah.
technically we're technically on the same boat. I mean,
Yes, we are. Dallas fucking choked.
two teams aren't in the Super Bowl, and you know who's in the Super Bowl? A team that hasn't been relevant for 35 years. So
Yeah, but guess what? Hey, at least mine made it to the playoff. They choked like madmen, but they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's coming up on your
Mr. Super
channel?
Bowl, you have no right to speak.
Duncan. All right, Oscar, what's coming up on your channel? It's not relevant, but let's ask anyway.
So I got some soccer. I have some
Hey,
soccer.
you said it's not relevant, bro. You're just gonna sit there and let them talk to you like that?
I have some soccer content coming up.
Okay,
I
that's
don't-
relevant.
I don't
Relevant.
know what football content. I'm still wrapping. I'm trying to get a move on a project. It's just trying to get my ideas all together. So stay tuned for the project that I'm thinking of implementing. But soccer content for the most part, since the NFL. Obviously, the NFL is coming to a close, so you'll be seeing my pregame analysis for the Super Bowl, and then the live stream that Jason, and
Yeah.
others are going to be doing. And I say others because I may have, I have the capability of having more than one guest on the channel. So
And are you gonna be doing the free agency, if the trades, free agencies,
yeah,
waivers,
so
extensions?
I'm working on that. That's the project that I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay, got it, gotcha.
Because here's the thing, I was miserable. The last when I did the grades this year, and the and last year, it was just it was hard for me to do. So I want to do something different this time around when it comes to free agency. So I gotta think of a creative way of doing it.
No, that's what's up. Yeah.
Okay, Duncan, Franchise Sports Media, you are an intern, but you get to write articles. What do you got coming up?
Okay, I don't know if you guys heard. So in AAA with the Aviators,
Oh, yeah.
they're thinking about bringing robot umpires into the.
Yeah, and I heard that they were trying to do that in the MLB too.
Yeah. So it's a possibility, and it's interesting. Baseball has been around since the 1800s, and never have you ever had anyone but a human being calling the game. So I don't know. Will there be glitches in the system one day that still allow bad calls to be made? I don't know. That'll be interesting. So we're just
We could have that debate on our stream, yeah.
so about that possibility, the MLB
Okay.
lockout, and the fact that spring training is most likely going to be pushed back if it even happens at all. But don't worry about the regular season though, because we have a very strong belief that the owners are not going to want to pause the regular season.
No, that's money.
Yeah, exactly. Think how much money they're going to lose. So it's just talking about the possibilities of just what's going to happen next season in the MLB and
Okay.
leagues.
And you're also talking Lakers?
Yeah, still talking Lakers. There's not much to talk about though. I mean, AD is back. He's doing good, but now LeBron is sidelined, and we're still losing games out here. We're still losing games at a rapid rate, and just falling lower into the standards. But standings, I mean. But we got Kendrick Nunn coming back.
Okay.
Maybe in a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
We got LeBron coming back as soon as his knee finishes swelling, and then we still have the trade deadline coming up where we can make a decision on Russell Westbrook. Or
Gotta let him go.
Gotta let him go. You think
Y'all
so?
are thinking about trading Russell Westbrook when you guys literally just got him from Washington this past season?
Yeah, we just got him, and he's not been playing. He hasn't been playing that bad the past few games, but overall,
When you take his average.
what they're looking for is defenders and a 3-and-D wing guy, somebody that can actually take advantage of the 3-point line, because their best shooter right now is Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Malik Monk is their best shooter. No, that's just not going to cut it. So that's what they're looking for. Somebody who's not going to turn the ball over like Russ does.
Oh my God, it's like every 30 seconds.
No, but I don't know. We'll see.
So that's what's coming up on your articles.
Yeah, and then just stay tuned. We'll see if the Lakers start winning games. If they start winning games, then yeah, check my stuff out if you want. But
Okay. Now, when they click on that link, that is the first one in the description for Franchise Sports Media. Is that a direct link to your articles, or where do they go?
Link to all our articles, so it's not just me writing stuff. Like we have somebody that covers the Knights games. Like I don't know if you're looking for a job, Jason, but
that would be bomb as hell. I would. I am actually looking for a job.
So
yeah.
we have my focus is on the Lakers, and then we have somebody who focuses on the Knights, somebody who focuses on the Raiders, and now that it's the off season, they're just focusing strictly on the NFL. And then we have somebody that focuses on baseball and topics in baseball because obviously it's the off season, so there's no games going on. But we have somebody that covers topics like the iRobot thing. I want to write about it because that's interesting.
Okay, so they can see all the articles from everybody.
Yeah.
Make sure you check them out.
There's a cover photo. Like we have cover photos. So if you see somebody in a Lakers jersey, that's obviously my stuff. And then right under it'll have my name, by Duncan Die. And then DJ Woods, he's in our internship. He's the one who does the Knights games. So if you're like looking to check out like recaps and stuff on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just access to our site.
Cool. And make sure you can they subscribe or do they just add it to their how do
a good way to keep up with it is to follow our Insta. I know you put it in there, and then we literally post every article that's been published.
Okay. Make sure you follow their Instagram. Make sure you read and keep up on their website. Oscar Montiel's channel is Real Talk with Oscar Josue Montiel. If he posts anything about Washington, ignore it. If he posts anything about Real Madrid, that's my family soccer team. Make sure you guys watch that.
Go into the chat feed if you see it pull up and just press not interested. I'm just playing.
I'm not. Anyway,
but I cover other NFL content though. Like I obviously cover the postseason. I've covered most.
Make sure you like that stuff. But if it's watched, I think who's covered more off-season NFL content out of the two of us?
Me.
Okay. All right.
Oscar, you think it's you?
Yeah, because
I think because I've covered the Cowboys more.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I've covered their off-season more than the Brian Flores thing is because I'm like, I gotta talk about this. I'm interested, and it's hot. So, but ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to Oscar Montiel's channel. If there's a setting to only subscribe to non-Washington things, do that. I made that joke on a live stream a few months ago, and Oscar laughed at that. Make sure you press that post notification bell so you sometimes never miss another video. But make sure you press that post notification. Make sure you comment down on his channel so that you can give him his your thoughts. Make sure you like him on Twitter at Oscar J Montiel 37. Again, that's at Oscar J Montiel 37. And in this channel, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Give me your comments. Press that post notification bell. If you would like to be on the show and you're a man or a woman, please come on. You can email the channel at jsportschannel1@gmail.com. Again, that's jsportschannel1@gmail.com. Google made me do that because someone already took jsports at Gmail. I'm like, really? And then I was like, jsports1. They're like, someone already took that too. I'm like, well, fuck. Damn it. Huh? What did you say?
I said they're thieves, bro.
They're thieves, man. Stealing from a blind bitch. All right. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You down for Monday, Duncan? Baseball talk?
I'll let you know off stream, though.
Okay. Be aware for any future live streams. And on Oscar's channel, Oscar, I'm promoting you again for some reason. We will be live, completely live on for the Super Bowl. You will get our comments, our reactions. We're going to react. We will show you what we are eating. It's going to be a whole day.
Yeah, basically, we're going to be I'll be having my food. Because I have I have a mini desk here where I have my laptop, and then right next to it is another desk where I have my food. We'll be turning around a lot.
And me, I have the microphone here, and I'll have a new microphone by then. Ooh. So, but I have my food like over here, so I could just look over here and eat, on this left side of the desk where I have the soda. So, but we're gonna be live, like completely live. So if someone comes into the room, you'll hear that.
And it's gonna be starting. I think we agreed at 6 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cause I wanted to do a little bit the pre games, but that's fine.
Yeah. 6 o'clock.
So
That's the pregame. 6 o'clock. Game starts.
oh, I thought. Oh, okay. So it'll be 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, and all that. You got it. Duncan, I know you're going to Super Bowl party, right?
Yep. It's. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to that though. I just want to watch the game. I might just hide and watch the game on my phone or some shit. But this is a very, very important day for me coming up.
Oh yeah. I mean, your team is.
If you have like a quiet moment, you're welcome to jump onto my channel and chill with us.
Yeah, and if you ever want to come on at any point in the Super Bowl, just I'll send you the link and we'll have you on. So make sure you guys, as soon as Oscar creates it, when are you creating the stream, by the way?
Probably Friday.
Next Friday?
Just to start it. Yes, just start. I'm not gonna create a stream 1 week out.
Okay, because I was trying to do you a favor. Okay, I was gonna post the stream on every video that I do next week, but to substitute that until Friday.
Good point. You actually bring. Wait, good point.
I know, I always do. Until he creates the stream, I will post. I can't believe I'm about to do this. I will post Oscar's channel down in the description so that you may get into his link.
Well, Jason, either way, you click on the video, my channel's gonna be right there. So what you're saying has no validity to it.
No, but at least it's the live stream, so people can share the live stream with their friends. They can. Anyways, but yeah, join us live next Sunday, starting at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. Do the math on the rest. Duncan, Oscar, it was cool having you on. Make sure you stick on after the stream. It was cool having you on, and let me find this. Oh, hold on, my. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our live stream, and we will see you all next time.